Alright guys, this video I wanted to talk a little bit on some bar chords and some quick tips on those, and then some circular chords with seventh chords and diminished and half diminished, and then talk a little bit about palm muting because a lot of people were interested in that. So first I want to show like a C7 chord or even a B7 chord. So B7, this positioning can be used anywhere. Now all I'm doing here is I'm using these two fingers to actually block the B string, because the B remains open. It's not the worst thing if the B gets played. See, that's with the B getting played. But if I lay it down, it'll mute that B string, because my ring finger right here is actually blocking it underneath. And you could even raise this up with the same positioning. And there's your seventh chord. With C though, C7, that positioning, that can be used also anywhere. Going all the way up. And then now, I want to show you a diminished chord. There's actually, in the song What a Wonderful World, or Michelle by the Beatles, they use some diminished chords, and it sounds pretty cool depending on your chord progression. So the way you do this, I start on the D string. So wherever you're starting, let's start even here to see it better. So let's say we're on the 5th fret here with my index. I take my ring finger and go on the next fret, 6th fret on the next string, the G string. Then your middle finger is going to go right, same fret as the index, 5th fret. And then your pinky is going to go same fret as the ring finger, 6th fret. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, back to back. And that can be played on any fret. And the beautiful thing about this is you move every single finger up one string, and now you have a half diminished chord, or a minor 7 flat 9. Sorry, don't get that high E string in there though. And that can also be slid down the fretboard or up the fretboard. So move back down every finger down a string, fully diminished chord. So those are those types of chords. Now I wanted to show some the dreaded bar chord, which I heard everyone hated at school. And I'm sure I've shown this to some people, and I think some of the teachers wanted to avoid this method, but let's start here on A bar chord. Now, an alternative way to play this is releasing your index finger and bringing it down, covering the E and the B string and laying it down. So you're getting same chord but a different sound. You're not getting that bass sound. But it's easier on the fingers. But now, to show you something with holding this, it is a difficult position to hold, but what I found with your index finger is, because there's these grooves here, when you hold it flat, if you actually turn it towards the edge to get onto your fretboard, so you're holding it flat here, and then you kind of pivot it towards the left, towards the head of the guitar, and it's easier to get that full sound. If you're having trouble getting the full sound out of this, like if it's clipping on the bottom strings, like let's say here, you're not getting those strings out, so you turn your index finger, and you get that full sound out of it. So that just takes some practice and a little bit of patience. It is tough, even for me, to hold bar chords for too long. You know, my hand gets cramped. So, like I said, there is this way to hold it. So it's the same bar chord position, just let go of your index and have it cover those bottom two chords. Now palm muting, something that a lot of people were interested in, is something that takes some practice here, but basically I'm going to zoom in here. You want to get your palm as close to the bridge as you can and lay it down without actually going on top of the bridge. And then I'm just going to hold an A chord here. And you strum while the side of your palm is holding down on the strings. And that's what the sound you get versus a full chord. So you don't have to press down. You just need enough pressure to block it. That's why they call it, you're muting the strings. So here you go. And then you can lift up. I'm playing an E chord now. So this works pretty well actually with the blues progression, which is on one of the videos I showed here. So I'll set up in the E position again. And one thing I wanted to say, the beautiful thing about using a capo here is if you want to remain in the same fingering pattern as your E chord, because it's a lot simpler than having to stretch out in let's say G. But let's say you want to still play in G. You know, I'm sure not every key, not every song isn't going to be in E for you. You just put wherever you put your capo in, that's what key you're in. So now you're in G, and you can still do the same E pattern, or the same pattern you do if you were in the key of E. So let's go back to the palm muting here. So I'm going to go in my E 2nd to 4th fret blues pattern, but I'm going to use my palm muting. I'm going to hold my palm there as close to the bridge as I can, and now I'm going to start playing that. So you want to kind of be light touching here. You don't want to press hard, like I said, just enough to mute those strings. And now you can kind of, you know, it changes the dynamic if you're trying to sing, you know, and you want to be heard even more. Instead of playing that and trying to talk over it loud, you can just play that quietly. And there you go. So once again, I'm going to show you close up here. So you're just touching it really lightly, but you're just making enough pressure so it doesn't ring out. Okay guys, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next video.